Lads, if you are struggling to stay motivated, productive, and get more shit done every single day, I'm going to run through in this video the simple strategies in which you can put in place to manage your routine effectively and become more productive across the board. So step number one would be the power of the morning routine. Guys, if you do not have a morning routine, you are sleeping on one of the biggest driving pillars when it comes to being successful with your professional and personal pursuits. A morning routine is not something fluffy where you wake up and you say affirmations in the mirror and you have an ice bath and you do an ashwagandha enema. If you know what an enema is, you'll have a laugh at that one. It's not the case. But a morning routine is a mindset strategy. It's about setting your mind right for the day. There's got to be elements, there's got to be practices, there's got to be habits in check. And I'm going to run through my exact morning routine that allowed me to achieve the success I currently have. So it's 4 a.m. get up every single morning, boys. 4 a.m. get up every single morning. And I'm blasting 50 push-ups straight away to tonic my mind, get breathing heavy, turn the system on. I wash my face, I take a piss, I weigh myself in, I track my scale weight because, guys, if you're not tracking your scale weight, it can spiral very, very quickly. So you get that done. Then it's through into the kitchen. I'm drinking my Barocca, my creatine, my pink Himalayan salt. It's pre-made in the fridge the night before. I'm having a cup of dandelion root extract tea with my Sheila G. I have that locked in. Then from there, I am reading 10 pages of personal development book and I'm journaling with my AM priming formula before creating my first bit of content for the day, cracking on with some heavy tasks that only I can do in the morning before training at 6 a.m. So in that 2-hour time frame, I've most likely done more in that period of time than half the motherfuckers out there I've done before fucking midday. So think about how long a day is. Like even today, it is only coming up to 2 o'clock. I'm 5 YouTube videos in. 5 YouTube videos in. I create Instagram content. I've touched base with like 35% of my client base. I've trained, I've walked, I've got a haircut. I'm just on it. I'm just killing it. I'm just doing good shit. Because I'm personally developing myself. That first thing in the morning, that attitude of day one, every fucking day, baby, non-negotiable. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Just up and at it. That has done so much for my confidence since I started doing it. I've been doing it now for like 12 months. What a game changer. So guys, if you're not doing a morning routine right now, you're sleeping on it because you're sleeping fucking in, you know. Up in that first alarm, boys. Non-negotiable. Don't be a little fucking bitch. We've got shit to do here, you know. Get that journal out. Read that personal development stuff. Get the mind set. Get the mind right for the day. Watch what happens. Step number 2 would be to time block and task manage your diary. This is a really cool little thing that I do, right? And it might help you help yourself. So every single day we've got meetings after meetings after meetings, check-ins, touch points, phone calls, habits, things that we know we need to do. But if you can split your day, let's say you start at 4 a.m., go to bed at 9 p.m., split that into 3 days. So your AM, afternoon, PM. Within those 3 mini days that lie within one day, how can we become maximum? Like, how can we achieve maximum productivity in those time frames? It's going to come down to time boxing, right? So in the morning, you know, you AM priming formula, getting the training the mind right, the habits and whatnot. Then you can start work at like 8 a.m. From 8 a.m. to 12, what is like the highest leverage task that you can do either for your business, your company, or your work? Think about how much work you can get done in that time frame. So you can have a nice wee break in the afternoon, get a lunch in, get a walk in. And then when it comes to like meetings and stuff, let's say you're doing calls. Like a lot of calls are essentially unessential. Weird way to say it, but they just are. Unless it's like really high value, high delivery, like moving the needle forward stuff, like calls can be great. But a lot of calls, you can end up blocking out a whole hour in your diary and thinking, fuck, I got 8 hours of calls today. What I tend to do is I write how long I'm going to spend in that call beside it. Whether it be 15 minutes, 25 minutes, 35 minutes. So I can count up. It's like, cool, I've actually only got like 3.5 hours of calls today rather than like 7 hours of calls. You break it down and it removes pressure and bandwidth in your head thinking, cool, I've actually got more space than I thought I did today. So I can focus on doing more of the other tasks that I want to be doing that give me more energy back, you know? So it's like time box everything, manage your time effectively, and understand when you prioritize your day like this into 3 mini days in one day, time box every task, write the time frame, how long it's going to take to complete the task beside it, you will most likely allow you to maintain more focus and quit this multitasking behavior. And also be clear, stay away from like social media and doom scrolling on your phone like during the workday, because it's just going to distract you and like tank your dopamine for the day, you know. So tip number 3 as well, the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle. This one's great. Like 20% of the work you do will equate to 80% of the results that you want. So think about high leverage tasks every single day. Stop getting so caught up in the weeds. So many guys think, see, when it comes to like even success with our health or fitness, whatever it may be, they think like the training is the big part, right? The training is like a part, yeah, but it's like the nutrition, the sleep, the hydration, like all of the other factors equate to a better result than just the training. People think, right, training's the biggest part here. It's 50% nutrition, 50% training, 80% training, 20% diet. It's no. It's like all the habits get you 80% of the result. The training is like 20% of it, honestly. So you need to understand that with the Pareto principle, that it's going to encourage you to essentially target the high impact tasks every single day, make the most significant outcomes happen quicker, and essentially streamline your effectiveness, your efficiency with day-to-day tasks that have to be done. And that is going to just put you in such a phenomenal position day in, day out, boys, to just start manifesting and building the life you want through raw fucking action, just getting shit done day in, day out, and removing that pressure, removing the decision fatigue, and generally being clear on what actually are the big levers that you have to pull to move yourself, move your health, move your business, move your relationship forward. Because we all know what we kind of have to do in a day. But getting that shit done is a completely different story, especially when your energy's spread too thin because you're focusing on all the wrong stuff. Like if you wake up straight away and just go on your phone and start like firefighting, let's say you run a business and you've got all these issues to deal with, there's nothing else getting done that day because you're zapped, man. Your bandwidth is done. You have nothing left to give, you know? So you got to be smart with managing that energy and that mind. Number 4 would be incorporating breaks for mental clarity. I call these little pockets of joy. I know it sounds a little bit cheesy, but I call them little pockets of joy. Why? Because when I can go a walk and listen to a podcast for 20 minutes, that does more for the next 5 hours of my work day than just doing another extra hour of work. You know, so it's like you need to have little moments to do something that you fancy, whether it be some push-ups, whether it go a run, get a training session in, whether it be read a book for 10 pages or 10 minutes. But you need to be incorporating little pockets to change your state. Because I always like the idea is like you can't sniff your way out of a cocaine problem, right? You can't. So if you're in a negative mindset, you can't think your way out of it. You have to act your way into positive thinking. So if you change your state, go a walk, get some fresh air, some vitamin D, go get a can of Coke from the shop, Diet Coke, obviously you can't, then you can change your state completely, have an interaction with someone else, a positive interaction, listen to a positive podcast, develop yourself, have a nice nutritious meal. Doing something like that rather than just like grazing all day behind the desktop, just tanning cans of Monster and drinking coffee, is going to do fuck all for you. But you need to be someone who's actively looking to elevate their state. That's why I'm such a big proponent on the habits, because the habits will literally amount and amass over time to create the life that you want. It's never just one like swing of the axe that chops down the tree. It's 100 tiny cuts that come before it. And that is your habits. When they're checked off and done relentlessly with discipline, you will find that you're just going to have a 10x life. You just will. Like even yesterday, it was pissing it down. It was so rainy. But I got the big winter quote out, podcast in, took some calls while I was walking, completely changed my energy for the calls. And I went like walk, listened to a podcast, came back, finished the rest of work for the evening, felt really good, you know, and steps were nailed, you know. Wins were stacked. It wasn't just like, fuck, it's raining, I'm going to patch this and just sit and scroll on my phone. Fuck that. It's not going to work for you. Tip number 5 would be end of day reflection and planning. The best morning routine starts the night before, so always plan today, tomorrow. I'll say that again. Always plan today, tomorrow. You want to make sure you have a clear game plan for the following day so you can go to bed at night knowing exactly what needs to happen tomorrow to move the needle forward. And you also need to take some time on that evening to reflect. How did my day go? What went well? What didn't go so well? What can I improve tomorrow? How can I manage my energy? What tough conversations can I have tomorrow that will move life forward? Was there anything I done today which hindered my energy, my performance? Was there something I could have said to someone today that would improve our relationship and connect us better? What was the biggest win from today? See if you can get into these questions. They literally come off my tongue because I'm doing it so consistently now. But if you can get into this kind of stuff and a self-reflective component on a day-to-day basis, you become so aware. This is the thing that a lot of guys don't have, is consistent levels of awareness. If you can become extremely aware over how you think, feel, eat, train, dress, how you smell, like, see, all of that, people are like, oh, you care too much. You should care. And people say, don't sweat the small stuff. I think you should sweat the small stuff as much as possible, because the small stuff is exactly what people are missing. If you could be the person that zigs when they zag, guess what? You're going to get the wins. You're going to progress faster than them. So when you get into that flow, boys, you can adjust your approach daily for continuous improvement. Non-negotiable. Make it happen. Guys, it's been another cracking episode. I love it. The energy's on point right now. That modafinil is kicking in. If you enjoyed this episode, drop a subscription below. Drop me a comment if you want to follow the daily habits. Get me over on Instagram, Lewis McFarlane Coaching. Let's fucking go.